Now, more than ever, teams must come together and work together to solve big challenges, and Trello is here to help. Trello, part of Atlassian's collaborative suite, is an app with an easy-to-understand visual format, plus tons of features that make working with your team functional and fun. With Trello, you can work with your team wherever you are, whether it's at home or in an office. Keep your workflow going from wherever you are with Trello. Try Trello for free and learn more at Trello.com. That's Trello.com. Working remotely can be a challenge, especially for teams that are new to it. How do you deal with your work environment being the same as home while staying productive? At a time when teams must come together more than ever to solve big challenges, Trello's here to help. Trello, part of Atlassian's collaborative suite, has been powering remote teams globally for almost a decade. Trello keeps everyone on the same page, helping teams communicate, focus, and connect. Try Trello for free and learn more at Trello.com. That's Trello.com.
Scarpins Avenue.
Dan and Ren and Jay will share tales of folks so unaware they lack in grace and sometimes choose the life they choose will make the news. Breaking down each epic fail in Florida, there's half-price bail. I'm happy to say they couldn't make this up. So listen to our podcast jam with co-host Arm and Dan. Bender, don't be a jerk, cause when the music hits the funny hits, we are gonna take you down. Stick around. Make a sound, hunker down, it's Dumb People Town.
Hey, Townies, welcome to another episode of Dumb People Town. Population you. Population Stein. Joel Stein.
What is up, brother?
Welcome to the show, dude.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to town.
Thank you. I'm excited to be. Can I call myself a townie now? Or?
Yeah, you
already.
You're
Sweet.
here.
Okay,
well,
thanks.
I think this, and we'll get to your new book out in the second segment because I want everyone to read it because it's very much in it's in the milieu of what we're talking about.
It's exactly what you're doing here.
So, I mean, the world is getting dumber, and I'm sure you've explored this in the book. But
yes,
how do we fight back? We got to fight back through comedy.
That's why I wrote a funny book about politics. Like any other time in our history, I would have been writing a dumb book about like Florida Man, like this stuff, or my family, or whatever a humor writer is supposed to write. But instead, I had to write about politics.
So the beauty of one of the things I love about this show as well is that, like, you know, the dumb is kind of crosses a red, blue. It goes everywhere.
Oh yeah,
There's dumb on all sides.
There's dumb on all sides, and it's funny that both sides think the other side is dumb. Like, you're dumb for being so aware of the rainforest in the Amazon, and
there's nothing you can do about it.
And you're dumb for eating a Tide Pod. You know what I mean? It kind of goes.
Yeah,
across.
and that's kind of a lame default mode that people get into without exploring the other side, and it's just tribal, and that's what I'm fighting against in the book.
So the beauty of this show is that we get great stories sent to us by our wonderful
dumb ears on the ground,
dumb boots on the ground, and I'm so excited that we have a chance to get into a story with Joel, who, again, we met you through kind of all of those VH1, the amazing VH1 shows back in the day, because we all did them.
I didn't get to meet anyone though. They would just bring you in this room, and you'd leave, and then people.
I guess we knew about you.
We were aware of you.
Yes,
aware
exactly.
of you. You were so freaking good on those shows, and one of the people who, in my opinion, took those shows. People still today come to our stand-up shows and like, I loved you on VH1 back in like the early 2000s. We were like, we love doing it too. But you were one of those people who really emerged from that. Kind of that thing was a great springboard for you.
It was weird because I was working at Time Magazine and I happened to be creating this failed animated show for VH1. Mm-hmm. So I had an office at VH1. I had two offices.
Like, come on down and tell us about the 100 hottest beach bodies.
And it was like you were working at Time Magazine, so you were going on CNN or Fox all the time. So it just seemed like another one of those. And then suddenly, you got
to be funny.
You had to be you got to be funny, and people actually remembered it.
Right.
Yeah.
It was you jumped into.
You
a little
were
bit of
memorable in that. Well, I'm glad we have you here. We're going to sort of take your fantastic lens and put it to the dumb story that we're about to read. Dan,
I'm ready.
That one? Okay. Good.
Yeah, I do. Okay. It was sent in by Joseph Gascioni.
Nice.
Hey, Gascioni.
I got a Gascioni.
Joseph spells his last name Gaccione.
That's
Gaccioni.
Gaccioni.
But his handle is at GASH.
Oh.
Gash.
Gascioni.
EOWNE.
Gascioni.
Gascioni?
Gascioni.
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 Let's go with Joe.
That's what. Yeah. If you're driving a Fiat in the Amalfi Coast and you run low and you're like, God, I hope I can get some Gascioni.
There you go. You know what? It took us a while to get there in that Fiat.
Just like the Fiat. It's
a
going to take
very
a while.
windy road. I've been on
Take a while getting
you
up
have
that
to back
hill.
up when a bus comes around the turn.
A woman in Florida, which is probably her letting them know I'm not
a Florida woman. I was just a woman caught
like
in
Randy
Florida.
has been a man in Florida many times. I've been a man in Florida. You've been a man in Florida.
You're
a lot.
about to be
I'll
a
be
man
one in a few
Florida.
hours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
You're going to be a man in Florida?
You will not be a
Yeah.
Florida man,
But you'll
Absolutely
be a
not.
man in
A man
Florida.
Absolutely not.
Florida.
A man in Florida.
A man in Florida. A man in Florida has been arrested. A
Woman in
woman
Florida.
in Florida has been arrested following a daring attempt to evade capture for allegedly shoplifting by hiding in the store's ceiling for several hours.
That's very Ocean's 11. I see nothing dumb about this at all so far.
I mean, she's
I'm going to
very-
rappel down.
This is the whole plot of Sausage Party.
Yeah.
When was the last
Exactly.
time?
It's like the Breakfast Club.
When was the last time you tried to climb up into a ceiling? I mean, if you,
Into?
I
When
had
we were re-roofing
wouldn't
the
know how.
cabin, Vance fell through it.
really.
Yeah.
So fell through the roof of the cabin.
Yes.
He's got a cabin up in Wisconsin, and your brother fell through the thing.
He fell
God
through
damn.
it. Just like legs
Has that been a
dangling
segment
into the
on
living
this show?
room.
No, but that
Okay.
should be a story.
Yeah.
I replaced the light bulb in our, and I had to like climb up a ladder to replace the light bulb.
I love
in-
when Jews brag about home building.
Right. It was one of my favorite jokes in The Decline of Western Civilization, which I'm sure you saw that movie, the movie about the punk music scene in L.A. in 1979 and 80. Great thing. But this band Fear, incredible. They're on stage and they're just antagonizing the audience. And the bass guitarist is like, how many punk rock fans does it take to change a light bulb? And like they're just kind of spitting on him and everything. And they're like, 20, 2 to change the light bulb, and 18 on the guest list. I was like, that's a great joke. That's a great joke. So I'm changing it, and I'm up on the ladder. I'm up on the ladder, and it was nervy. It was nerve-wracking. So I can't even imagine this woman going into the freaking ceiling.
All I can think about are my knees. That would hurt
Yeah.
my knees.
Christina Perkins.
This is probably a woman who's been on her knees before.
Wow.
Oh,
Come on. Just because
We
she's
all
in
have.
She's
Florida?
comfortable with it.
Christina Perkins. I love anyone named after a diner.
A chain of
A
restaurants.
place where Tiger Woods gets laid.
There we go.
Wait, what?
Tiger
He had
Woods
sex in the parking
sex
lot with
with a
those waitresses.
Perkins waitress
In the parking lot many times.
in a
That
church
was like
parking
their
lot.
thing, right?
I thought it was in a church parking lot.
That's a one-upper.
Wow.
Christina Perkins.
As he was having sex with the woman from Perkins, do you think there was a gallery of people around the car yelling, "Get in the hole"?
No, but I think when he was done, he's like, I'll just take the check.
Yeah. Christina Perkins of North Fort Myers. So she is a Florida woman,
Oh,
but
yes,
now you know
yes.
she's specifically letting them know North.
No.
Fort Myers?
That's where I
North.
fly. That's where I fly in to go to my wife's stepdad's
Really?
place. Yeah,
Fort Myers.
Christina Perkins
RSW.
of North Fort Myers was arrested after police were called to the Big Lots store on Thursday, October 3rd. This feels on par for Big Lots.
Does Big Lots have an exclamation point at the end of it?
Yes.
It does.
And do we know why?
I don't know, but
They
like
want you
once
to know.
they're like, we need punctuation in this title.
Other than Yahoo and Big Lots, has anyone ever tried that?
I think there should be more punctuation. It
Jeb.
should be like Whole Foods ?
So Big Lots with the exclamation point, it's not saying we have a lot of it's a big lot of space. They just combine two sentiments, like we're big and we have lots of things.
stuff.
So
Or-
big lots.
Or they are all their stores are basically built on big lots.
Oh, no, I
of land.
assumed they buy large lots of things like Costco or
Right, a
99 cent
pallet
store,
of
and that's why they're able to
cereal.
give you such amazing deals that
lots.
require an
To me,
exclamation
Big
point.
Lots with the exclamation point is the end of an argument where someone isn't listening to you. Well, so
Where
it's,
is she?
So
Where are
it's
we
a
going?
Big Lots. Big Lots.
I can't hear what you're saying.
Big Lots.
I don't know what he's saying.
Deputies from the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office said they were called to the scene at around 7:31 p.m.
So what does that mean? A lot of day drinking.
After the manager reported a female shoplifter. The suspect had allegedly been in the store for several hours and had gone into the woman's restroom with a shopping cart full of items.
So anytime you take the shopping cart into the bathroom, that's
Yeah.
That's like a tricky way.
that's an amateur move. That's
gonna-
amateur hour.
Corner. I just need if I'm.
Can
it's
it,
a lot of.
ma'am? Can
it's
you
a lot of
hold it
pivoting.
open? For me? That like if you
Yeah, 'cause then you have
If
one-
you're in the bathroom and someone comes in with a cart,
Get out.
you're like, should
Get
that
out.
be? That shouldn't be in here.
Store is closed for you. It's time to go.
That's not an impulse decision. You've come to Big Lots to steal, right?
It's a plan, essentially.
But it's a weird choice
You
of
said
where to
this is
go.
Ocean's 11
Yeah,
light.
it is.
When the manager attempted to enter the restroom to check in on Perkins, that's been said a lot.
Everything
in her
okay?
life.
Yeah, just checking in on you,
What are you
ma'am.
doing today? I'm gonna go check in on Perkins.
This is Ocean's .11.
Several garbage cans were found to be in place blocking the door. How many garbage cans do they have in the bathroom? Where did she bring those in the cart?
She brought them in. That's what
genius.
she had in the cart. Was like
She Trojan horsed her own blockade.
I like everything that she's done so far except her choice of where to steal from.
Big Lots. Where was she stealing from? Big Lots. I can't hear what he's saying.
The manager told Perkins that authorities were on the way, which you had been informed and were on their way, which was through a door. Perkins,
Like through the crack, like he can get it a little bit because
bit.
they're coming in.
That happened to me yesterday. I had a package dropped off, and there's kind of like a little like wrought iron railing, and they put the package too close to my door, leaning against the bars and the railing. So when I went to open it,
You threw it over the side.
no,
You were
I-
trapped in by Amazon?
Yes, so I couldn't get. It wouldn't open all the way. Now, luckily, it opened far enough, and the box was small enough. I could just reach out and push the box.
But if you were a weaker man,
or if it was a large, there
You
would
were
have been
stuck
no way
forever.
because
if you
it
had
was,
ordered two of them,
what?
if you had ordered two of
Oh,
them,
Yeah,
I know.
If you were an
just-
89-year-old woman who
Forget
had no
it.
upper
You're
body-
in your
thought to
apartment for the
myself,
next
like-
several years.
Maybe just a tip: if your job is leaving packages places, don't try to barricade the person into their own
Don't stick it
home.
up under the doorknob.
Yeah, like wedge it between like a wrought iron pole and the door.
Do you think that this woman Perkins put the trash can lodged it under the door?
That's what I was asking.
Several makes me think
Yeah.
very haphazard.
I want to watch a reality show about people trapped in their homes from Amazon packages, just reenacted.
Trapped in Kevin.
There's a story of somebody who got trapped in a hotel room bathroom, like where the closet was, the door had come open, and then the bathroom door couldn't open.
Oh, because they connected. It was bad design. And
yes.
then they just
And that they're in
stuck.
who's gonna come check on you?
I got trapped
until-
in a bathroom in a restaurant in New York City called Palio.
Palio.
Yeah,
I remember that
in
place.
Midtown. And I was in the middle of an interview with the editor of Entertainment Weekly, and there was a decent amount of drinking, and the bathroom downstairs, and we stayed a long time, so there's nobody else in the restaurant.
You're freaking
pre-cell phone.
Oh God. There's no. What can you do?
Sweating,
Right.
So
Yeah,
right.
you're done.
Yeah.
Between the alcohol and the interview and the being trapped in the bathroom and knowing what people were thinking of me and pounding on the door.
Where is
Just
he?
that-
Is he taking a
some
massive
stressful-
dump?
Jay, what was the bar? And I bet you went there too in New York, where the bathroom.
kitchen.
No, where's the?
Oh, the lights changed?
Yeah, it-
Kitchen 21. or
I
something?
said kitchen down on Mercer Street.
Oh,
where
that was the best.
So you go into the bathroom.
You
and
can look into the bathroom from the bar and see in, but if you
Completely
turn the
clear.
lock,
You
it
turn the lock, it
frosts.
frosts up the
Ooh.
glass. So, but there is a moment where you got to trust the frost.
Yes.
You got to trust
Because
the
you-
frost.
frost.
Because you
and
can't
you-
see it from your side?
Right.
No, you can't
Yes.
tell.
Can't say. You can see
See
out
out
from your
fine.
side.
I don't have
perfectly.
that. I know
That's
my
too much
limits.
trust.
As the Sklar brothers know, I know my limits.
Well, you're right because it didn't take off. That was the only place I've ever been to with it, and it was the coolest thing. So people must
It
be
was
very uncomfortable.
cool, but there was anxiety every time you had to pee. You're
But
like,
how? I
every
bet
time.
people were having sex in there because how exciting? Because you're not sure.
you're
Right.
like you get
Yeah.
your
Little
voyeuristic.
adrenaline.
Yeah,
I
who knows?
guess. Yeah.
we
Right.
see them; they don't see us.
So this gal goes in the roof.
The manager told Perkins authorities had been informed and were on their way. When the suspect still did not emerge from the bathroom, the manager forced their way in and noticed several ceiling tiles were missing and Perkins was nowhere to be seen.
She didn't replace them.
I hope he just walked in and went, ta-da. She disappeared. When police arrived at the scene, they were
Breakfast
able
Club.
to make visual contact with Perkins while she was. Oh, I love this. I should not gloss it.
Don't.
When police arrived at the scene, they were able to make visual contact with Perkins while she was in the ceiling by removing certain tiles. So they're taking tiles out, being like, "We
just
see
wait-
you,
They're taking tiles up. And
Christina. Christina,
And
turn
she-
around."
She's ducking down like your kid when they play hide and seek and
Right.
don't actually
Or a
get behind
raccoon that's in in your garbage, and you look at it and it looks at you for a long
Yeah,
time.
or
and
she's
you're
a possum. She's
yeah,
like,
and her eyes are just.
Obviously, she doesn't have the items with her. She's abandoned that entire plan.
unless
I
she's
don't know.
wearing them.
however,
She's wearing them.
However, she refused commands to give up and come down and continued to move around the ceiling space to try to open. So she's running around up there.
So
You
talk
can't
about,
see me now.
Yeah, or the political stalemate of
we're in a stalemate now. Like, you have your thing that you need to get me down. I'm not coming down.
It's a police car chase.
Right.
It is. Someone's got to run out of gas.
This does not seem like the way to start a sentence, but who might a judge? As well as multiple deputies from the police department, officials from the Charlotte County Fire Department and Charlotte County facilities assisted with the operation, which involved using ladders and thermal imaging systems.
That is a terrible sentence.
That's
thermal
good
imaging
journalism.
systems and that sentence are both overkill.
Yeah. Thermal imaging system. Like, we took out the tile. We know she's over there above the produce.
This is a police department with too big of a budget, and they're like, we need to.
Have we
That's
used
right.
this thing?
That's exactly right.
Right.
It's like
Ever since the 9/11, the cops are getting like tanks and
Thermal
infrared
imaging.
heat-seeking
local
like,
police department.
What do we need? What are we getting that for, Rob? Well, terrorists. Flash forward. What are we?
I told Rob is like standing
18
there.
years.
What did I say? We'd use this.
Yeah,
like
on
there's
Perkins?
a told you. It's like really orange in this area on his screen. Told you.
Told you.
It works.
It pays for itself. Well, we used it once in 18 years, and we're getting Christina Perkins down from a ceiling
and we
tile.
saw her from removing the tile anyway, but told you.
Told you. I would ask you guys before we go much farther. How long do you think Christina Perkins was in the ceiling?
This could be a
Joel, you
children's
are a
book.
guest. You can go first, Tig, or third. You want to go first,
Tig
second,
is
or
in the
third?
middle
Yeah,
slot.
wherever you want.
I go third.
Okay.
Okay, Jay, what do you
Jay?
think?
I think she was in there for 9 hours.
9 hours from Jason Sklar, Randy Sklar.
I think she was in there for like an hour and 20 minutes.
Okay, an hour and 20 minutes.
I think you wouldn't be asking this question unless it's an outrageous number. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with 7.
7 hours.
Okay.
7 hours, 9 hours, and an hour 20.
One of you is 1 hour off.
Wow.
Ooh,
So do you want to play the game of who we think is
Well,
one hour?
we
you can
only
just
do
throw
that
out
if
your
it's right.
alternate if you.
Fine.
Anybody want
220.
I'll go down to 6.
Okay.
I'll go to 8.
Okay. Christina Perkins, as we're about almost done with this story. Christina Perkins, just so everybody knows, play along wherever you're at, townies, because she was up with those ceiling tiles and thermal imaging spotting her for a total of 6 hours.
Wow. Nicely
Well
done, Joel
Well
Stein.
done. Well done.
We should call this segment Win Joel Stein's Money.
When Big Lots was evacuated due to the danger of Perkins falling through the ceiling, how you know where she is?
Yeah. It's just but you got to clear
Everybody out, and
That's
you know
right.
there's a woman with just what is it, potpourri,
Potpourri.
who's just standing there, be like, "I need this, ma'am, you can't."
She's right above
I
you.
deserve this.
If she falls through, you can sue
Can
us.
I at least get these cinnamon scented
No,
pine
ma'am.
cones?
not.
Ma'am, you gotta leave.
Look, I'll pay for them now.
Here's the
Ma'am.
deal: I'll leave, but I get to take a hand towel.
No,
Can
you
I-
cannot.
Let her take it, David.
No, you cannot.
Can I just write a check for that? No,
No, you cannot.
Stop.
Can I post date it?
No.
We didn't say you
Ma'am.
could do it.
I'll self checkout. No,
No.
ma'am.
We don't even have self checkout. We have
Right.
Big Lots.
I just am not.
My
knowing.
guess is that the Big Lots have old-timey cash registers where they only accept
Sure.
cash.
Yes.
Ching.
So they kick everybody out due to the danger of Perkins falling through the ceiling. The Charlotte County Sheriff's Office said in a statement, over the course of several hours, a systematic search of the ceiling was completed. During the search, the suspect's bag was located. Inside, officers found drug paraphernalia.
Sure.
The search eventually ended around 12:20 a.m.
Oh God.
The search ended.
6 hours. 6 hours. 7 to 12:20. Yeah.
Right. But one deputy remained at the scene for surveillance. Around an hour and 20 minutes later,
She came back in.
Perkins eventually exited the ceiling and climbed down to a stack of shelves. That means they gave up.
Yeah, they're like.
They knew she was up there, and they everyone
closed the
left
store.
except one guy who was like, "I'll just sit here.
I'll sit here. We'll smoke her out.
I'll sit here. I need the OT."
Yeah, I'll smoke her out. Can that be considered a stakeout?
Yes,
For sure.
For sure.
And
Yes.
he's probably eating steakums
Yeah.
from the corner.
Yep.
That's a stake
You
amount.
guys know a lot. Have you any of you been to a Big Lots?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I
There's
bought
one- there's-
frames.
I've never been.
I bought
Well, there's
frames
one
there
right.
once.
Yeah, there's one right over here on
Oh,
Western.
maybe I
and-
have been.
Western
to the one.
and-
There's
and
one
Sunset.
in Venice too. I've
Yes.
been to. I think I've been.
What
to that
is
one.
it's like? You're making it like a Home Goods. What's it like?
It's a
A little
grocery
bit of
store,
everything.
but
It's
then
like
they
a-
have some notions.
It's like a 99-cent
I don't
store.
even know.
No,
if it's
no, no.
So much
Okay.
as a grocery
It's not a
store.
grocery store.
Yeah, they have
They
food
no,
and
they
stuff.
have some food.
They do have some grocery items.
yeah,
but nothing
but-
really perishable.
Yeah.
I'm definitely showing my elitism right now. I'm
That's
very
okay. We'll
confused.
get you into
okay.
Big
We'll
Lots.
get you
Thank
into
you.
it.
All
We'll
right.
get you into Big Lots.
Yeah.
They, around Christmas time, they have a lot of like, it's like an all-in-one hot cocoa gift set.
Oh, I like those.
Like a lot of like that stuff.
They have
It's like a lot of mugs.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a step up.
Does
from
everyone,
a 99
does everyone
cent
else
thing.
have like way too many mugs in your house?
They're free
Not
now.
me.
Mugs,
Mugs-
pens, never paid for any of them.
I'm like,
T-shirts, hats.
we have
umbrellas.
8,000 mugs and we used 3 of them.
My wife is now making mugs
Nope.
as per
Tell
the
her
demo.
to stop.
Tell her to stop.
Tell her
I
to
don't-
stop.
You can't. It's
Tell
her
We
her
life.
have enough mugs in
Her
this
life.
world.
She goes. There's a pottery wheel and a
No,
kiln.
no.
Start when you guys do.
Tell
you know,
her to
you're
do
like, oh, what do we
something
got to
else.
take to this thing? And Amy's like, I don't just grab a bottle of wine. Grab
Grab a mug
too.
and
Yeah.
be like, here you go.
Yeah, we
Drink
got
it
you
in
a
this.
mug.
Drink it like, you know.
Yeah, drink it like you're divorced.
There you go. You
Wine
drink
out of a
wine in
mug?
a
Wine
mug.
out of a mug?
Wine,
Things
if you
aren't going
give
well.
wine at a dinner party and then you also give them a mug,
If
you're
you have
essentially saying,
alcohol
okay,
in something
sorry.
that you're
Got it.
wearing a robe while you're
Right.
holding it,
Got it.
you're an
With
alcoholic.
the exception of a solo cup, if you're drinking alcohol out of something you can't see through,
yep, you are an
You are an
alcoholic.
alcoholic.
you're very
you should
young
be able
or
to see the wine.
very old.
Yes.
You should be able to see the wine. If you're
And the whiskey.
If you're
Yeah.
drinking,
That includes pouring wine into like a soda can.
if you are drinking wine in a travel cup, you need to stop.
At one family reunion, I poured whiskey into my mom's cousin's
Whiskey's
Hawaiian
different.
punch can.
If
Wow.
you're pouring alcohol
Wow.
into like a
Another
Gatorade like water bottle,
You're going to a Cubs game.
Yeah, that's right. Probably.
That's
and
how
you're
we
an
did it.
alcoholic,
Is this the first story down?
Well, we're about to.
Okay,
yes.
let's-
Okay,
let's
so
wrap it
everybody
up.
leaves, and an hour and 20 minutes later,
She
she
just
waited
comes
him out.
out.
She tried. She climbed down through a stack of shelves.
And when he saw her, 6 more weeks of winter. Did you know that? She-
Yeah. With the thermal imaging. Perkins was later charged with felony criminal mischief, petty theft, paraphernalia, resisting a merchant.
What?
I don't think I've ever.
Is
what does
that
that
a
even
thing?
mean?
I've
Of
done it all the
Venice?
You did. You do it all the time.
And resisting law enforcement without violence.
resisting a merchant. That's the first time I've ever heard
Ever.
that
And we've
charge.
done a lot of stories.
I didn't know mischief was
Well,
a
criminal
crime.
mischief
criminal
is
mischief.
one of our
Okay.
favorite because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like
It makes it seem fun.
It does.
it's just lighthearted.
I think it means no weapon. The Big Lots store was sustained. The Big Lots store sustained significant damage during
course.
the standoff. Yeah, 'cause
Mostly
all
from
those
the cops,
were
yeah.
taking out tiles.
Yeah.
During the standoff to their ceiling, ductwork, and drywall.
Yeah.
The store will remain closed until the damage has been fully repaired.
Look what she
Better
did
get
to
open
the
for
community.
She should have to
Thanksgiving.
pay for it.
Is there anywhere we can
Doorbusters.
send money? Is there
We'll get out of here on this. How old do you guys think Christina Perkins is? This will be our final part of this
And
story.
again, you can guess
Joel,
first.
Go anywhere you want. First,
I'll
take
go
your
third again.
Third
Okay,
again.
all
Okay,
right.
Jay, what do you
Jay?
think? Yeah, there was a winning formula for him.
I think she's 37.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. You,
Randy,
I don't know. I think she's 48.
48.
She's like our age.
Okay.
I'll go 35.
35. One of you is exactly right.
Oh, so now we get to play the game of
Who
who,
do
do
you think is right?
exactly right. You
All right.
said what? 37?
37.
You said 35?
Okay.
I said 48.
Yeah.
I'm right. I know I'm right.
Joel?
I think I'm right.
Yeah, I think I'm right too.
Okay. As we end story one, I will tell you that Christina Pie Perkins is, play along, townies, and hang tight as we go to the break, 37 years old.
Nice. Yay.
Look at
Nice.
him. Look at him.
All right, one story down in the books. When we come back, we're going to talk about Joel Stein's fantastic new book. This is Dumb People Town, and you're not going anywhere.
Stick around, make a sound for more Dumb People Town.
It's a trying time that challenges all of our basic assumptions. However, one thing that brings us all together is our common humanity. Now, more than ever, teams must come together and work together to solve big challenges. And Trello is here to help. Trello, part of Atlassian's collaborative suite, is an app with an easy-to-understand visual format. Plus, tons of features that make working with your team functional and just plain fun. Teams of all shapes and sizes and companies like Google, Fender, and even Costco all use Trello to collaborate and get work done. With Trello, you can work with your team wherever you are, whether it's at home or in an office. No matter what device you're using, computer, tablet, or phone, Trello syncs across all of them, so you can stay up to date on all the things your team cares about. Keep your workflow going from wherever you are with Trello. Try Trello for free and learn more at Trello.com. That's Trello.com. Trello.com. Working remotely can be a challenge, especially for teams that are new to it. How do you deal with your work environment being the same as home while staying connected and productive? And then there's your newest coworker, the cat. Well, your friends at Trello have been powering remote teams globally for almost a decade. At a time when teams must come together more than ever to solve big challenges, Trello's here to help. Trello, part of Atlassian's Collaborative Suite, is an app with an easy-to-understand visual format, plus tons of features that make working with your team functional and just plain fun. Trello keeps everyone organized and on the same page, helping teams communicate, focus, and connect. Teams of all shapes and sizes at companies like Google, Fender, Costco, and likely your favorite neighborhood coffee shop all use Trello to collaborate and get work done. Try Trello for free and learn more at Trello.com. That's Trello.com. Trello.com.
Hey guys, welcome back to DPT. That's Dumb People Town. Want to remind people, hey, we are going to be. Is this up before?
Yeah, this
the live show.
Maybe I don't think so. But if you are around and this goes up and you are around and we can do this, yeah, I think it might be December 2nd. We're doing a live Dumb People Town at Largo with Weird Al Yankovic. Aisha Tyler could not do it. She had to go to New York, so we got Dimitri Martin's going to take her place. Which again, we'll have her come do a live one for sure. Dimitri's amazing, and then Dave Longstreth, the lead singer of Dirty Projectors, is going to be playing music.
Yes,
wow,
fantastic show. That one will probably sell out. And then just announced, you guys, we're doing it on January 17th. We tried to make this thing work, and we finally figured out, because we love Sketchfest so much, we're doing a live Dumb People Town in San Francisco on Friday, January 17th at the Marine Memorial Theater, right? Is it the Marine Memorial Theater?
Right.
It's a big theater, guys.
Let's fill this bitch.
Let's do it. I take even just 450 people of you in San Francisco. Come see us. That's January 17th, live Dumb People Town. Guest TBD. We'll get a good guest because there'll be Sketchfest people up there. But I cannot wait to do that show there. So get your tickets for that. Marine Memorial Theater on the 17th. And then if you're Patreon fans, you can pick up the new tickets for the pre-sale tickets for Seattle at Washington Hall on June. I think the first one is the Rio Theater in Vancouver.
Yep.
On the 19th, and then Seattle on the 20th, and then on the 21st is the Aladdin Theater in Portland, Oregon.
Sure.
Also on sale, Minneapolis at the Cedar Room, and this is in March, and then
St. Louis at
Del Mar Hall, and then Milwaukee at Turner Hall. Those are all
21st of March.
Those are all great shows, and we're going to see.
If you go to the Facebook page, all the links for the available tickets are up there right now with the dates and the venues and the cities and
these are going to be epic shows. We just love being on the road with that. All right, Joel, let's talk about your book.
I will be at all those shows.
Great,
please.
Great.
Yeah.
So you got a new book.
Aisha Tyler blurbed my book.
Did she really?
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I love
nice
her.
Perfect.
Yeah.
She's longtime friend, carte blanche friend of the show. So talk about the book, because it is very much
it's called In Defense of Elitism.
I'm already on board.
Why I'm better than you and you're better than someone who didn't buy this book.
And how I've never been to Big Lots.
Yeah. Big Lots is not even mentioned in the entire book.
Cannot believe that.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
It's like you went into the ceiling of thought.
No, it was just me it starts with me showing up for a party on election night holding a bottle of Donald Trump's sparkling wine, the Trump Blanc de Blanc from Virginia, and thinking we're going to toast him with his sad attempt to become a member of the elite through this wine.
And then boom.
And fail. And then it didn't work out that way.
Sure.
And it's just me being freaked out about people dumping on expertise in this country.
I think that is such an important thing, because
it is a huge component, in my opinion, to why the world's getting dumber.
Right.
Why we have turned people who are good at what they do, who are experts, into the enemy.
Yes. Yeah.
Why?
Well, I think
it's fucking bullshit.
One thing people like about authoritarians and dislike about democracy is that the authoritarians are great simplifiers, right? They have there's a bad guy, there's a good guy, and they have
messaging is everything.
It's all action, activity, and confrontation. And I mean, even look, we're all guilty of it sometimes. We go on WebMD, not me, other people really. Go on WebMD and then look something up and then argue with their doctor's prognosis as if they know just as much.
You went to medical school?
Yeah.
You study this more than
And by the way, that's not to say that experts can't get it wrong once in a while.
No, not at all.
But if you
So in the book, I call that the meteorologist fallacy, which is that the weather person told you it was going to rain even though they gave you a percentage sign and it didn't rain, and you're like, I'm never listening to a meteorologist again. Like the government got
you.
Yeah, the government got Iraq wrong. There were mortgage securities that were definitely unbalanced, and so therefore we can never trust anyone who knows anything again, and we should all move from our gut.
It is a far more nuanced world. This is exactly what we talk about on the show. Is like it is a far more nuanced world than people want to give it credit for because they just, for whatever reason, are like, I don't want to.
Well, but it's easier. It's easier to say to somebody who knows more than you. Like there is a feeling of I'm less than. Okay,
Yes.
when I'm in the presence of someone who knows more than me about something, so you don't have any. You can't win that argument. But if you simply like deny them altogether, then you can win.
The amount of people who think they know how to solve the Middle East problem or know how to deal with homelessness is enormous compared to the actual people working
just
out.
put them in office buildings.
Yeah, people have.
Sorry about the Middle East.
You guys know the amount of people who yell at the TV that the NFL coach is a moron.
Yep.
Yeah.
Trust me, you did not do the preparation that this person did.
Yeah,
Trust me.
but they're sure of it, right?
Right. Well, and that is like yelling at the TV over an outcome that like we can't predict, and like again, or over the weather. I mean, it's like you look at your phone, and Apple tells you if you have a phone, and it tells you this is what it's going to be tomorrow, and I'm always like, maybe.
Yeah, and by the way, that prediction is so much better than it was like 5 or 10 years ago.
Yeah, right.
Like a 3-day forecast is now is what like a
7 days.
1 day forecast was before.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, in defense of elitism,
Yeah.
I'm in defense of it.
Good.
I
It's
think
a great book. Get it on. We're in.
It's
the
a
holiday
large
season.
font with wide margins.
I love it.
Easy to read.
Get it
Easy
on
to read,
Amazon. You can get it on. I'm assuming you have a website.
I do, yeah, which will
Which
just send
is-
you to Amazon.
which is joelstein.com.
TheJoelStein.com.
TheJoelStein.com.
Except no alternatives.
Just
Follow
go to
him on
Amazon.
Twitter.
Go
Great.
to Amazon,
Just
buy
good.
it,
Yeah,
give it
you're
5
there.
stars, rate it, review it, all that great stuff, and pick one up.
If you're listening to this show, I think you'll probably dig this book. Should we jump into another story?
Let's do another
Yeah,
story.
let's do it. All right, here we go. This was sent in by.
Oh, wait. In the book, I did the first third of the book. I went to the county in America with the highest percentage of Trump voters, which is a very rural town in the panhandle of Texas.
Ooh.
And the people I actually dealt with were big, rural Republicans. Were smart, but I'm wondering, do you guys get a lot of panhandle of Texas stories, or is it all Florida?
No.
Get
It's,
some Oklahoma story. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
part-
right there.
it's
Yeah, a lot of
all
Pacific
over.
Northwest.
Yeah.
Part of it is
Wisconsin.
who makes
Releases
public
their-
their police blotters.
Yeah, like Portland will
Oh,
make
is that
public-
why Florida gets
Florida
more?
gets a lot, Oregon gets a lot.
It's happening in other places.
It's
Florida
starting to
has
happen.
the biggest scope of like public right to know.
Oh, and
so like everything that happens.
Oh, how unfair
That's why
then.
there's a lot of documentaries from there because you have everything is every evidence is.
And
like,
the other thing is,
public domain.
Florida man. What percentage of your stories are men compared to women? We just had one from a woman, which surprised me.
I think
we're-
they're about half.
We're now seeing about half.
50-50.
Really?
Yeah.
right?
The
Yeah.
tops like
60-40 men,
Interesting.
but there's a lot of
Okay.
women. There are a lot of women.
Yeah.
in
Hey,
these
man.
stories.
Both of these two stories.
Good for
are women.
them.
Wow.
Ready for story
Good
two?
for them.
Sisters doing it for themselves. Give it to us, Dan.
From Perla at PX
I love
Caballero.
Perla.
She's the best.
I know she is. We'll see her when we go to Portland.
Yes, we will.
Okay, here we go. Read you this headline. I'm not moving. Woman without ticket or ID refuses to get off Delta flight from Orlando.
How the fuck did she get on?
How'd
the
she get
flight?
on the plane?
Because that would mean she either threw them away after TSA or somehow got all the way onto a plane without either one
Without-
of those.
So
things.
there's no way she got on the plane without the ticket. It's highly possible that it fell out when she was, walking somewhere and trying to buy a coffee.
I've done that.
Or a neck pillow. That's happened to me before. That's fine. I understand.
Or it probably. Did you know that most airports are now offering just out in the open happy ending massages?
No way.
You can go to relax. It's relax. It's
always
called
wondered
relax
this
the
up
front.
That's
We
great.
need to do that bit.
That is good.
So she
always
could
wondered, who at the
she could have
airport-
been getting topped off, and everything fell out.
Who
and
at
then
the airport is like, you know what? Boarding is not for 9 minutes. I'm gonna go sit. I'm gonna go have these people rub my back down in this open air pavilion.
you know all the stress of everybody who's moving. You're about to go to an airport. You know all the stress of everybody moving in. I need to just osmosisly.
Can you
suck
really
that
let
in.
it go?
That's got to be it. And it makes sense because so many people, you get there at like 9 a.m., 10 a.m., people are drinking a lot of alcohol. So they're so freaked out about flying. I bet the massage is the same deal, right?
You going to the airport right now, Sharon? Yeah. Well, I like to get there for the massage.
I gotta get a 6 60-minute. I can get a 60-minute.
I like a pre-made sandwich and a chair massage at my airport.
Pre-made. I want everything on the sandwich, even things that aren't supposed to be cold.
I like my bread freezing.
I want my bread weirdly moist.
I want my lettuce wilted. I want my bread to be freezing.
It's saran wrapped twice, and somehow there's a lot
Tons
of
of
water
moisture.
in there.
I want it to be 33 degrees.
What?
You know what? I'll take these room temperature hard-boiled eggs, too.
Was this sandwich just sitting on someone's windshield this morning?
Who cares? We're going to Boise. Live it up.
So this woman loses. I'm going to assume she loses her ticket in the airport.
Orlando, Florida.
Gets on the plane.
Orlando, Florida also.
Have you been to the Orlando airport?
Yes, it's a
holy
shit
crap
show.
hole.
Because it's a lot. First of all, I've never
You don't
had
have to fly through Orlando, do you, to
Just
get
go
to
straight
Miami?
to Miami.
Straight to
Miami, okay.
I've never
Miami,
had-
by the way, Miami is its own fucking crazy
Yeah,
airport.
but
It
Orlando
is, but
has
it's
more
nicer.
pre-boarders than anybody, and then it's pre-boarders and then families. So it's if you're
See,
just a
okay, all right.
middle of life person, you are not.
This is like the Key and Peele sketch. The guy finally gets
He's like,
through
Zone 1.
Zone
He's so
1,
excited.
and he shows everyone, I'm Zone 1, I'm Zone 1, and then they start listing all the people like these people,
military, people in military, people with babies, military babies.
religious leaders with military babies on their laps.
Diamond, uncut blood
And
diamond
then,
member.
and then my favorite joke is Jason Schwartzman.
Yeah.
And then he just walks through.
Schwartzman.
Drunk people. And a guy just walks by
Like,
and falls flat on his
yeah.
face. I mean, my son loves that sketch so
It's-
much. It's
great.
so true.
But
so that's
yes.
who you are in Orlando. You're Group 1
Can
and
I
you
just say
board last.
my Orlando experience is we were flying back around between Christmas and New Year's from Florida because I go to visit, we go to visit
the taint
Grampy
of
in
the
Florida.
year.
So the worst time to travel ever. And of course, Orlando is doing like a ton of construction in their airport. So we fly to Orlando and then go from Orlando back to LA. That was like the law. So that's all we could do. 'cause
Like
it's
the
here
construction is
west
so
of
bad you have to like walk out under a plane.
Yeah.
Like it's taking off. You're like, is this the way to C-19?
Should I have the things that tell it to go the other direction? So we had to go out of the. We're in the airport and connecting, and we had to go out of security and back through again. And we're like, oh, we'll be fine. We come out there, and it is like the craziest line ever. And my kids are freaking out. They're like, we're going to miss our plane. And I have to like go up to the front, and these people have had it. They're just like had everything. I'm like, we are going to miss our plane. We just got a connecting flight. Someone gave us this. We were like begging them to let us, even in just the TSA just to get through. It just was insane.
Did they let you through?
They did, and we barely got on the flight. Even going through that, I was like, this is not going to happen.
Well,
Orlando Airport.
A
Terrible.
woman was escorted off a plane at Orlando International Airport Sunday after boarding a Delta flight to Atlanta with neither a ticket nor identification.
So I've gone to the airport and not had my ID before.
Have you ever done that, Joel?
Well,
No.
So
you
can
also
I
have
just-
the epic.
But
Minneapolis.
yeah, but so let me tell you what to do from now on. Okay, number one, make a copy of your driver's license and just throw it in your bag.
I have a picture of it on my phone.
Okay, so a picture of it in your phone is also good. The other thing that's super important to have, anything. I didn't even have that, but I had a bill. Bill,
Piece of mail.
Which can
a
get
piece
you a
of mail
library card.
Got me through. A piece of mail with my name on it that was similar to the thing got me through, and then they did a full like body. You get ready for like the biggest probe and
Inner
wanding
cavity
ever.
search.
It's like a serious wanding for
Yeah.
like 11 minutes, but like that's all it was, and I got on the plane. So I knew,
wanding begin.
yeah, I was like, I don't have my ID, and I'm done. I'm finished in this.
And this is post 9/11.
Post not this is
Wow.
Yeah.
7 years ago.
Yeah.
8 years ago.
So she got. How did she get it? So the question is, she just sat down in someone's
So she
seat.
lost everything. She lost everything in the airport.
Or she just sat down in someone's seat.
yeah.
This comes from WFTV.
That's how it comes up, right? She just picks a seat, and then someone's
Right.
like, "Excuse
this is
me,
my seat. And she's like, I'm not getting up.
I'm not getting up." Well, dude, where's
You're
your
right.
ticket? I have my ticket right here. It says this is my seat. Where's your ticket? And she's like, "I don't have to get up." And
Passenger Jenny Clemens said she called a flight attendant to her assigned seat when the woman, Sylvia Richter,
then, oh
Yeah.
God, I know exactly this woman. Just here comes-
RICTOR, just because it feels harsher.
Richter.
Refused to move. Quote, she said very bluntly, I'm not moving, Clemens said.
She's had enough.
The flight attendant tried to get Richter out of her seat. The attendant said Richter was not listed on the manifest. Oh, God. Richter, quote,
maybe she's a ghost.
I have
Isn't that
15A.
an NBC show?
With the Angelian?
The Manifest?
Yes.
Yeah, with him.
I have 15A. I have 15A. She's not even... That's not a conversation.
She probably wasn't even in 15A.
Right.
She's in 13C. And she's
The
like, I
Delta
have
employee
15A.
said, maybe on a different plane. Richter, no, I'm on Delta. Delta's not a plane. If you want to say I'm on a...
This is where you go to the United crew that dragged the Asian man off the plane.
Like, can you please get this woman out of here?
Drag her out.
Drag her off.
I'm going to read that. I have 15A. I have 15A. Maybe on a different plane. No, I'm on Delta.
No, I'm at the airport.
Right.
You're not answering that question.
Clemens said a supervisor and a pilot came over. So he was
Pilot?
like...
This guy's like, my job is to not talk to you motherfuckers and just land this thing.
Right.
Like, now I got to get out and do this thing. I got to drag this
Now he
dummy
has to
off
deal with like people turbulence.
Oh,
That is. That's a good term.
phrase.
That's a very...
Human turbulence.
That won the Booker Prize this year.
A supervisor and a pilot came over, but also had no luck removing Richter. Employees asked Richter several times for her boarding pass. Quote, who knows where I threw it? I just threw it out as soon as I got on the plane, which would mean there's a very limited amount of area where it could be.
Who knows? Who knows where I threw it? Who knows?
She's on 15A. She said she threw it out when she got on the Delta. Once she was on the Delta,
I threw it. Who knows where I threw it is like that. By the way, was to the plane.
honey,
That
did you
wasn't
pick
to-
up our daughters? Who knows
knows
where the kids
Where
are?
I threw him.
Who knows?
This woman does
I love
not
this
have the
woman.
kind of planning as the Big Lots woman.
Also, like
No.
we're now in like impeachment hearings where people have to like remember specific conversations that happened several months ago, and people really do. And yes, they are people who take attention to detail. This woman had just got on the plane.
There's a
Right.
wide
Like-
range of humans.
You know who knows? You know.
You know.
You just did it.
Employees then asked her for ID. Witnesses said that's when the woman held up her phone. Richter. We're going to go through some more dialogue.
She does not know how to answer questions.
I have a Delta right here. I call on Delta. You can't.
Who does your dental
Right.
insurance?
Delta.
That actually is Delta.
That
Right,
actually
that
is
checks out.
correct.
Delta
You got
That
us
is Delta
there.
Dental. All right,
Richter. Okay, ready? Here it is. Richter.
Who's your favorite
this
designing
is when
woman?
I wish we could
Who's your
have our-
favorite designing woman?
Delta Burr.
Burr. Oh, that also checks
Yeah.
out.
Our improvised Shakespeare people do this. Richter. Well, okay, here we go. Well, I'm showing you a picture ID. Ma'am, that's not a government issued ID. That's a photo. So it wasn't. It was probably just like her Facebook profile pic.
Yeah.
Or like the lock screen on her phone.
Sure.
Here we go. That's a photo. Richter. Well, this is just as good. No, ma'am, it's not just as good. It's me. You know there was a filter.
No,
You
ma'am,
know she had a
is said
flower
with
crown on.
No, ma'am, is said with such derision. Like you know,
'cause you're
no,
in the
ma'am,
South.
no, ma'am.
No,
It's not. It's
right.
not.
Right. According to the passenger, the pilot called the police. You know him. He was like, "We're going."
Yeah. I'm sure if I'm on this plane, all right, and we're at a gig and we're trying to get home to see our families, I'm going to start screaming at this lady. Mm-hmm. I will be like 3 rows behind
Well,
me.
you're about to scream a lot more.
I'm going to go crazy.
You're not even considering what they have to do.
I will go nuts on this woman.
According to the passenger,
I'm
the pilot
turned on
called
right
police.
No, I would FaceTime my kid and I'd be like, apologize to these people.
You know what I would do? I'd walk up to her and be like, "Is this Richter? Hi, I'm Delta. Can I talk to you outside of the plane for a second? You're
You need
Delta?
to- yeah. Or just have a small bag of Doritos. Go in the back, get a small bag of Doritos. Just be like, would you like a bag of Doritos?
Move her up to first class and
Yeah.
just keep walking her off the plane.
And then
Walk her to the jetway and,
and then
just
kick
slowly
her as hard as you can in the small of her back as she walks off the plane.
No, get her a wheelchair and just get out into the terminal, and then you get to the thing and just
Right.
push it.
Put her on the Disney Express. This is your problem now.
Or tell the jet bridge to just pull away.
Sure.
Leave the door open and then put her in a wheelchair and then just wheel it right off the side.
According to the passenger, pilot called police, they were able to remove Richter from the plane. They eventually told her, quote, "You're breaking federal law."
Yes.
Richter left cursing, leaving passengers confused and concerned. Clemens said she was able to get in her seat and the plane taxied down the runway, but it was quickly stopped.
No.
This is when you would really start to hate her.
This is it.
We were stopped pretty quickly, and the pilot explained that it was because the lady was not cooperating with TSA. Then they say the Transportation Security Administration. We know.
Is that what TSA is?
And she did not have a ticket to any airline at all, Clemens said. They could not
I'm telling you,
figure
she's
out
a ghost.
how she even got on the plane.
Ghost.
After about an hour, this is
An
you guys were
hour.
on your way home. No, it's ready.
I would be yelling at
personally-
everybody.
It's going to get worse.
I'd
Personally,
be like,
beat the shit
let
out
me
of this
talk
person.
to this woman, please.
After about an
I
hour.
would not beat the shit out of her.
I wouldn't, but
I
I
would
would-
just give her a stern talking
The
to.
plane
would
was
embarrass
searched.
her.
The plane was searched by dogs and TSA agents.
course.
Every single passenger had a pat down, and all of their bags had to be searched again.
Because
you
of
had a
this
woman on a
Right,
plane,
right.
you do not.
She
She
hadn't
hadn't
person
gone
on a
through
plane.
security. Yeah.
Yes,
She's like
And
a
now you
bag
don't
that goes
know,
on a
is
plane, you know?
somebody else with her? Did we catch one of them?
Yep.
Right.
So everyone has to get off.
Yep.
The entire plane has to be searched. Every bag has to be searched, and every person has to be repatted down.
And
They take
even
their
though the
shoes
weather's
off again?
Yeah, and even
Yeah.
though the weather's nice, it has to be de-iced.
I hate this woman so much.
Could you imagine?
The hatred.
Because
I
on
have
one
for
hand,
this
you'd be
person.
like, "Well, yes, this is what you have to do." I
Dan, I'm
understand
not
that-
kidding.
I would be like, someone right now has to take me to this woman. Like, I don't care
Or
where.
another plane. You need to get on another
No,
Delta.
I would be like, if we're not getting on another plane, I need to speak to this woman right now, and you owe me as an airline a chance, a chance to go face to face with this woman. I'm not going to touch her, but I'm just going to tell her everything I feel.
Or I actually oppose the death penalty in most cases,
Wow.
but I would
Jesus.
apply it in
Stop.
But
just one tiny lethal injection
for
And then-
yourself because you're like, take me out. I
No,
can't go through
and
this
all the
anymore.
passengers
Joel,
while they're
what if
being
this
patted
happens
down,
to you?
while they're being patted down, get to watch.
so
her,
nervous I'm
get
making
to,
my flight.
Get to watch her die.
Systemically, though, the TSA sends people in who have like a little too much liquid in their bags and see if they can get through. Meanwhile,
You think this is maybe TSA being like,
no,
can't-
I'm just saying like some obviously insane woman, maybe having an episode or on drugs, or whatever,
Right.
gets through everything.
everything.
Right.
So this doesn't
And if-
speak well for
the way I
system.
do the story is, if that would have been indicated or alluded to, I probably wouldn't do it because for all we know, she literally just doesn't want to cooperate.
Right.
Because they don't have her. If they don't have an ID for her and she won't cooperate, they're like, well, then now we don't know where you're.
She's
supposed
like
to
a human car without a license plate.
be. Right.
Yeah.
That's it.
She's like, I can steal stuff, right? No, you cannot.
The plane was given the all clear and made it to Atlanta. TSA told Channel 9 Richter was screened but did not provide any additional information.
How do we know that's her name?
It's not known
You're
how
gonna
she got
believe
on the
that?
plane. Charges against her will be filed.
I think that's
They're
what.
super strong.
Yeah.
So the rules of getting on a plane
And then we'll go
are
to the
strict.
third segment.
Are strict. I think they just need to be Richter.
Oh yeah.
Strict.
All
There we
right,
go.
there we go. All
There's
right, give us
another Fiat
a
drive.
little tease. I know we went a long way there.
What's
on
our
this.
last quick story, Dan? What do you got?
It has to do with a parking mishap.
Okay, parking mishap. Joel Stein is with us. We'll be right back with more Dumb People Town right after this.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Hey guys, welcome back to Dumb People Town. Dan, take us home, buddy.
Here we go. Okay, this was sent in by Lee Wilson at Baseball General.
Thank you.
I feel like, yeah.
Is
Baseball-
it just
at
general
Baseball
knowledge
General.
or okay?
I don't
the
know.
general
It's a
insurance.
rank, I guess.
Rank and file.
Here we go. A teenager in Bristol. This comes from us from
England?
KETV.
Yeah,
I don't
Bristol,
know.
Connecticut.
I would
Yeah.
think so.
But photo taken in Bangkok, Thailand.
Okay.
A teenager in Bristol is making headlines after losing his car when he parked it near a festival but forgot where it was located. We've had this happen every once in a
I
while.
did this on. I was fasting for Yom Kippur, and I went to the synagogue, and I parked my car, and I had to move it because I was like, oh, it's going to get a ticket. I moved it, and I forgot where it went in, came back out, did not know where it was. A little delirious.
You
'cause
really
I
cleared your head. You really got a lot of things
I didn't know
off
where
your
it
mind
was.
and chest.
I went to the police station and filed a report because I was like, it's stolen, and then
It ended up at the border. It was a cocaine car.
It was a cocaine car.
It's a deep
Wait,
cut
you
for
lost
real
your car
times.
at a parking lot?
No, on streets, because I parked.
And you had to go to the cops?
And I went to the cops because I'm like, it's stolen. My car.
This
is stolen.
must happen constantly.
And they're like, okay. So I filled out the whole report and everything, and then
More of a
I was like
311 situation.
walking back, and I saw it like parked down the street. That I was like, oh yeah, I parked it.
So
down
then
there.
you stole your own car.
Right, but then I had to go back.
You
to
did
the
go
police.
back.
I had to go back to the police because if I take the car, then it's
You're
boy.
eventually
stolen,
gonna get
then I'm
pulled
nailed.
over.
Yeah.
19-year-old Connor Spear. He's lettered in at least one sport.
Yeah.
Whose friend? This is why
Water
I
polo.
forgot. 19-year-old Connor Spear, whose friends call him Funtime Frankie. Now, come on. How are you already getting that at 19? What are you doing that your name's Connor and your nickname's Funtime
I
Frankie?
thought
You're
his-
selling Molly.
I want his friends
Yep.
to call him Linda Richter.
Yes. Said he was
Debbie
attending the Tokyo World Festival when he left his vehicle.
What is that?
I
What
don't
is
know.
that? The
I
Tokyo
don't
World
know.
Festival.
World what festival?
World
I don't
what?
know.
So
They're
this
celebrating
kid
the
from
world.
Connecticut flew to Bangkok for the
guess.
Tokyo World Festival.
And of course,
He is a fun
Of
time.
course, the
Tokyo
Tokyo
World
World Festival happening
It's
in
in
Bangkok.
Bangkok.
Yeah,
Jeez.
This is a
it
world
is a
festival.
world.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joel.
When he left his vehicle in the lot next to where the festivities were happening, but after the event, he couldn't remember where he left the car. In the lot.
Yeah,
Dummy.
hey man, don't
course.
get in the way of his fun time.
According to BBC, so we're now in a whole other...
So this
Yeah.
might be
So maybe this may be Bristol,
England.
Yeah.
Interpol's involved.
According to BBC, Spears' mother, Sally Jeffrey, said, quote, he was...
Wait, hang on a second.
know.
She's got
Connor
what
Spear is
her
Funtime Frankie. His mom is Sally Jeffrey. That sounds like a Hamilton
It's
song.
like a Sally Jeffrey.
His name is Connor Spear, but we call him Funtime Frankie. His mom is Sally Jeffrey.
His car was in Bangkok.
Said he was due home on the Monday, but when I managed to get a hold of him, he said, Mom, quote, I've literally lost my car. The teen and his friends were able to find a ride
By the way,
home.
kudos to him for
Being honest and-
using literally properly.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
true.
He literally lost his
Mom,
car.
I'm literally losing my mind. No, you're not.
You're figuratively losing your
Right.
mind.
You literally
lo-
did lose your car.
The teen and his friends were
Right?
able to find a ride home. When Spears and his mother returned to the lot, however, their search was futile. So that means he was like, guys, let's just get someone else to take us home. I can't solve this
Yeah.
car problem. Jeffrey decided to post on Facebook, as one does, to see if anyone noticed her son's car and might know where. So the mom is now like, you know what? I'm just going to put it on Facebook.
I'll do it.
Does anyone know where my car is?
It's her car.
That's when they received a call from a man saying he rode his bike past the vehicle just like the one Spears owned. So
This is like
how
the person
observant
who
is this guy?
This is like the guy who committed the murder, just being like, if I tell him I saw it,
If someone knows that many details about the car, I now am very
You are a
suspect
suspect
of them.
number one.
Yeah.
Is Ashton Kutcher involved in
I
that?
know.
maybe.
Yes.
Check-
About 10
check the
minutes
tape.
later, after I put the post on Facebook, a man called to say he cycles past the car every day on his way to work. How long did you leave the car there?
Every day. This is now part of your routine.
Right. Well, there's the old car. I know I'm halfway to work.
In high school, my friend
Unit of
Jason
measure.
Brown of the identical twins, Jason and Lance Brown. Jason's car did not start when he was at the flea market on US 1. And get the old car, only cost him a couple $100. Left it there.
Because you can't do it. Putting money into it would have been a money pit.
Yeah.
Towing it would have cost more than
Exactly. So for 6 months, I would drive by the US flea market, and that car was alone in this giant lot. No one cared.
No one.
halfway there.
Leave it. It's
Yeah.
there now. That's its home.
I'm halfway there.
According to BBC, the man who called them had met Spear after the festival and helped them find a ride home. Thankfully, Spear's car is as he left it, but he has to wait until next week to go pick it up.
How did he miss it?
I don't.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
No.
Like,
Yeah.
how do you?
What a dumb.
I'm going to ask you guys.
Yeah.
How long was the car left with the guy riding
is good to
past
know
it on
because
his
he
bike?
says
and then we
every
will
day.
get out of town for
Okay.
today.
How? What do you think? You want to go first, second, or third?
I go third.
Third. Okay, good. I like this. You wanna
2
get the
weeks.
information.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Okay.
I'm gonna say a month.
A month.
Yeah, because if you say every day, that means a passage of time.
Okay.
I think if you're willing to abandon your car, it's not that big a deal. Like my friend Jason, I'm at least 3 months.
Okay.
3 months.
Townies, thanks for playing along. Thanks everybody who came
Get your
along and
answers
hung out
in.
with us. Come see us on the road. Go pick up Thanks Diane at danielvankirk.com and make plans to see us when we come to see you. Because Funtime Frankie,
I don't know who that is.
left his car for nearly a week.
Oh, that's it?
How's this guy riding
Screw the
bike?
guy being like every day.
No, yeah.
That guy
So
threw
nearly
us
a week,
all.
even if that's 6 days, and he's round trip biking it, that's 12 times.
No,
said 2
I've
weeks.
biked. What
Yeah.
you
I said
say
2 weeks.
is
Jay with the win.
Jay, you're with the win. What you say is
Good day for
I've
you.
biked past
Was a
it.
good day for me.
I've biked past it.
I think I've seen it.
I think I've seen it a couple of times.
That's the car I always go past.
That's
for
Can't
6
say
days.
always for 6
always
days. 5 days.
every day.
It's work.
Right.
What do you
Right.
work 7 days a week?
It's true.
All right. The name of the book is In Defense of Elitism.
Yes.
And is there more to the title?
Why I'm better than you and you're better than someone who didn't buy this book.
Phenomenal title. Go pick it up. It's a great stocking stuffer, although I'm sure you have to get a pretty big stocking to stuff it in.
You should have get Big Lots.
Get a big stocking.
Lots.
There we go. Get a Big Lot stocking stuffer, Joel
He
Stein.
is Joel Stein.
Thank you for joining us on Dumb
Oh
People
my God,
Town.
thank you.
And oh shit, we gotta get back to work.
Dum 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 dum. Stick around, make a sound, hunker down. It's Dumb People Town.
Scarpins Avenue.
A podcast network.